about a month.
Yeah, I know.
Love it. I'm loving all of it. Loving
I
all
was
of
out there for a month in February.
it.
It
Okay.
was cold and rainy.
Yes. Just like I like it. Just like I like
Oh, okay.
it. Okay. I'm going to ask you to go on mute for a moment as we let people in the
Okay.
room. Only love can do that. Only love can do that. I want you to sing this. Only love can do that. Only love can do that. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only love can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only love can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Sing that with me. Only love can do that. One more time. Only love can do that. Wow. Greetings. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever we happen to be in this world. We are here together with each other. Happy journey to us all. I'm Arne. I'm your host for this Tuesday edition of Daily Antidote of Song, consistently, amazingly brought to you every single day by those good smelling people over at Carpe Diem Arts. Give them hands in the front, hands in the back, hands in the front, hands in the back, and shoulders, and shoulders, and shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you, Carpe Diem Arts. Let's take a day. Let's take a deep breath today. It's April 4th, 2023, and we are observing the 55th year anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm happy that we are here together. We're going to reflect on that for a bit, but we also have a really wonderful guest in store for us. So let me start by saying hello to the Facebook Live family. Y'all know up top, side to side, bottom, and then just wave to each other in the room. Hey, Satara, if you're out there, I'm going to send a hello to Jojo Rossi. She's not here in the room today, but we are feeling her and sending her so much love wherever she happens to be. And our Zoom guru for the day, jamming on the one, jamming on the one, jamming on the one, Jaden. Give it up for Jaden, making everything happen, making it all happen. And then let's get to our Zoomers that are zooming in the Zoom room today. We've got Arlene in Berkeley, Dory and Ollie, perhaps, Kathy in Virginia, Susan in Seattle, Deborah's in Kentucky, Luda in Victoria, Susan in Cincinnati, Bonnie in Boise. We've got Kate here, Kathleen in Albuquerque, Sheila in Florida, Dan in Vienna, Rick Pally. Oh, Rick Palleri in Vermont. Sean Crows from across the water is here. Jenny in Suffolk, UK. Jim in New York City. Martha is here. Aloysius is here. Kevin in DC is here. We've got Karen Newman here. Hoda in British Columbia. We've got Bob Walker. Oh, yeah, look at them on the iPad. I see the lovebirds. We've got Bob and a Beast in Massachusetts. Okay, we'll get back to that. Julian in Ontario, Canada. Brownman in Victoria, BC. Cliff in Vermont. Delhi is here. Ann in Silver Spring. Cricket is here today. Thank you, Cricket. Jean in Pittsburgh. Annette in California, A. Claire in Boise. We've got Storm in Vermont. Jane in Texas. Don and the Curly Tops. One, two, three, four Curly Tops in the house today. Love it. Fred in Silver Spring. Barbara is here in Baltimore. Gary Pausner is here with Solutions. Isabel is here. Marty Stock is here from Gloucester. Penny and Ralph are here from Victoria. Deborah from the ATL. Loriana and friends are here. LMG. Kat Cox in Vermont. Carol J in Connecticut. And Dean in Boston. We're all here together. Let's take a breath. Let's take a breath. Let's take a breath. Mm. All right. as I mentioned earlier, this is a day that, at least in my family, there was a lot of sadness. I was really young at the time, didn't understand what was happening, but I knew that it was major. Um, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., mm, the King of Love. That was a song Nina Simone sang. The King of Love is dead. The song I started out with, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only love can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Those are the words of Dr. King. And if you all have any reflections, please feel free to put them into the chat. And what I always like to say to people is let's be mindful and careful to not just encapsulate him and freeze him on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial during the March on Washington. He grew and expanded a lot in his thinking and his thoughts, and curious what some of you might have to say about that. So let's take a breath in honor and recognition of a person that partly made it possible for us to be gathering together in this room and it being legal, because there was a time when it wasn't. Okay, today we are blessed to have a folk music legend. His exceptional finger picking guitar is unrivaled. He brings dazzling life to traditional and contemporary folk songs, and he is straight out of the Woodstock tradition. Please join me giving a big daily antidote welcome, hands up and together for Happy Traum. Happy Traum. Greetings, greetings. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm happy to see you here. Happy to see
Great.
you. Tell us about the song that you have chosen to share with us
Well,
today.
I picked a song that just thinking about today and what it's about. A song that was written probably 50 something years ago by Bob Dylan. I first heard it done by the band on their first album called Music from Big Pink. I was friends of all those guys and had the opportunity to hear it before it was actually released. And then in 1971, I had a chance to go into the studio with Bob
Okay,
Dylan.
so hold that thought.
Oh, okay.
We're going to come back to all of that.
Oh, okay. You want to just do the song first?
Oh yeah, can you just and tell us what the song is, and
Okay, the
also
song is really probably one of their best known songs. I Shall Be Released.
I should
And
believe. And what part do you want us to sing? Teach us our
I
part.
want you to sing the chorus.
Okay, so
And the
can you play
chorus
my horn?
goes like this. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Want to try that together?
Yeah, let's try it together.
I see my light come shining. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, any day now, any day now, I shall be released. I shall be released.
Oh wow, that's
So that's the
exceptional.
chorus.
That's exceptional. Okay, I think we're ready. I think we're ready.
Okay, ready
Have
for
at
the
it.
song?
We're ready for the song.
They say every man needs protection. They say every man must fall. But I swear I see my reflection somewhere so high above this wall. I see my light, I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Now yonder stands a man in this lonely crowd, a man who swears he's not to blame. All day long I hear him cry so loud, crying out that he's been framed. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Let's sing the chorus again. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Any day now, one more time. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released.
Oh,
I wish I could hear you all.
oh, oh. I'm gonna tell you, we sound good, Happy. We
Oh,
sound
thank you.
good. You sound good, and we sound good. I'm
I'm
telling you,
sure you do.
for everyone. Wow, everyone, let's take a breath on that. Breath of gratitude. Wow, incredible song. The perfect temperature for the day. What a beautiful melody. We're going to talk about your connection with that song, but I want to take a moment, if you will. Do you have any reflections on Dr. King? Where were you? Do you remember where you were when the news came
I was
through?
in Woodstock in that April of 1968, and I heard the news on the radio like everybody else. But I had been in a group a couple of years before called the New World Singers, and we did a lot of playing around New York and Philadelphia and up Montreal and Boston and all those places. We were originally a quartet, and one of the few interracial quartets actually at that time. That was early 60s. And one of the things we did most frequently was do benefits for organizations like SNCC, and played quite a few times with the Freedom Singers, who came up from Albany, Georgia, with Bernice Regan and Cordell and all those guys. And we did quite a few concerts around New York to raise funds. And for those who, well, it looks like most of the people here are not too young to know what SNCC was, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee.
That's right.
So, I did feel, and I did a couple of, I wasn't at the big march on Washington because the group I was in were touring at that point. We were actually out in Chicago at the Gate of Horn when that took place. And it was quite an event, obviously. But we were very connected with that whole movement. So hearing about Dr. King was, of course, I mean, like everybody that cared about him, was devastating. And there's not much more you could say than that.
Mm, mm. Well, we lived in the time when he was breathing, and we were able
Right.
to see and experience him in a very important way. And we have those memories. We have those wonderful memories to keep with us.
Yeah.
Mm. Tell us about the song. Gonna, you were talking earlier about recording the song.
Right. So I had a chance to go into the studio with Bob Dylan in 1971. Um, he had, of course, he was world famous already at that point. But there were quite a few songs that he had written that had been hits that he hadn't made hits of. So he wanted to put out an album that was him singing his hits that he hadn't originally possibly, had made. So he asked me to come in the studio and bring a bass and a guitar and a banjo. And it was just the two of us and a sound engineer. And we recorded 4 songs, and I Shall Be Released was one of them. And I had only known the version that the band had put on their Music for Big Pink. But when I did it with Bob, just the two of us in a studio, it turned it into a very different thing. And I've been singing it ever since. It's one of those songs that you could just get an audience singing along. Just about everybody knows it at this point. It's a song that's both spiritual and in some ways it's political.
Absolutely.
Um, it's got a lot of levels to it. So it's a perfect song for this kind of a group, I think.
Wow. And so specifically, what was that recording session like? So it was just the two of you, your guitar. Did you sing also? Or
I sang harmony with Bob. It came out on a record called Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. And of course, when I had done it in the studio, I had no idea that it was ever going to come out on anything. You just go in the studio. It was all like 1 or 2 takes of everything. We spent an evening together in the studio, and I had known Bob. I was his neighbor here in Woodstock, and we used to play together in the living room, which was obviously always a real treat. And So when he asked me to come down and do these songs, it was just like, oh, okay, we'll just do it like we do it in the living room. And he asked me to bring a bass, and I was not a bass player. I had to sort of quickly bone up on how to play a bass. So I
an
borrowed
upright
one.
bass? It was an upright?
Pardon? I played bass on at least one song on that on You Ain't Going Nowhere.
Wow. Was it an upright bass?
No, electric.
Oh, the electric bass. Okay.
Yeah. Upright, I couldn't have handled it all. At least an electric bass has some relationship to the
Sure.
guitar.
Sure.
And I played my banjo on 2 or 3 songs also. So it was a fun session. I didn't know anything was going to come of it, and then it became part of a historic record. So
Wow.
it's a nice feeling to have that out.
Wow. Wow. Well, your whole life essentially is historic record. You've got this incredible multimedia series, The Coming of Age. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, about 10 or 12 years ago, I got this idea to put together some of my memories of growing up in New York, in Greenwich Village, during a time that folk music was just starting to develop and come alive. It had been, of course, in the 30s and 40s. I'm talking about urban folk music now, not Appalachian or blues or the stuff that was endemic to the societies where they came from, but city people starting to sing these songs. And there was a growing movement in the 1950s to start with around Washington Square Park.
Wow.
And I used to go down every Sunday with my guitar and join various groups playing. I was a big fan of Pete Seeger, who was um, my mentor and one of my mentors, and certainly the guy who inspired me to pick up a guitar and to pick up a banjo. Um, so going to Washington Square Park on nice Sundays during those years was just like it was like a university all in of its own, and like a clubhouse too. I made lifelong friends there. Some people who became worldwide known musicians, others who went into other fields and did not become professionals, but they were all inspired by bluegrass, blues, jug band music, calypso music,
Wow.
political songs, all those kinds of things. And it all went on at the same time. So you could go from one group to the next. And so I created this slideshow that went from my high school days. I started going to Washington Square in 1954, 55. And it goes through when I went to Woodstock in 1971 and was connected up with the band and Bob Dylan and Allen Ginsberg became a good friend. All those, dropping all those names and
Wow.
people in the
But you
village
knew
like,
them, so you actually
yeah,
can drop them. Wow, I love
yeah, people in the village like Tom Paxton and Phil Oakes and Dave Van Ronk and Mike Seeger and all those people that I knew and played with. So it's a fun sort of trip down memory lane, and I've done it now in many places around the country, and even in London, England. I did it about 5 or 6 years ago at the Cecil Sharp House, which is the kind of ground zero for British folk music. So
Wow.
it's been a fun journey, and I'm doing it a few more times, including, I should say this, in
Please.
June I'm going out to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm going to do my show at the University of Tulsa, but it's part of a Bob Dylan sort of an expo kind of thing of scholars and fans, I guess, and writers and people like that, based around the Bob Dylan Center, the museum that he has there in Tulsa. And of course, while I'm there, I'll have to go to see the Woody Guthrie Museum too,
Wow.
which,
Wow. Wow. Okay, so your multimedia show, it's photographs, there's
right.
slides, and then you're playing music, or is music already added to
Well,
it?
I usually start out by playing some songs just so people understand that I can do that. And then it's mostly talking, and I play little sound clips from, the if I talk about Lead Belly, for instance, I'll play a little 30 seconds of Lead Belly, or if I talk about uh yeah,
I
there's an image of some of the things that that was me in Washington Square Park, probably 1957, 58, something like that.
Incredible.
Uh,
Incredible.
yeah. Um, so yeah, so I do little clips of sounds, including my own. Um, the group I was in, the New World Singers, which I mentioned before, as a quartet, we made the first recording of "Blowing in the Wind." Bob Dylan taught it to us.
Dude,
He was a big fan of our group and especially of our wonderful singer Dolores Dixon. And he actually says in his chronicles that he based Blowing in the Wind on a song that Dolores sang frequently with the New World Singers called No More Auction Block for Me, which is an old slave era
yep,
folk song,
yep,
spiritual, obviously an early protest song.
absolutely.
Um, and Dolores used to sing that, and that melody was it what inspired Bob to do Blowing in the Wind.
I hear it. I hear it.
Yep. And
No
and he
more
says that in his
for
book
me.
Chronicles. He talks about Dolores a little bit, and she was a fantastic and still is. She's still around. I mean, she's I've seen her not too long ago, um, and she's got this great gospely sounding voice, and really fabulous singer. And so she sang the on our record the part that goes, "The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind," and just came out with that you know fabulous voice. So it was a thrill to do that. And Bob was right in the studio with us, as was Pete Seeger and Phil Oakes and the Freedom Singers, all in this little studio at the same time when we made this record.
Okay, you are blowing my mind right now. You are seriously blowing my mind,
All right.
blowing beyond the wind, blowing my mind. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so so you're presenting the coming of age.
Right.
When is the multimedia show happening? When is that happening?
Oh, I'm doing it up in a place called Peru, Vermont,
Okay,
which until I got booked there, I hadn't heard of. It's a small place, but it looks like a beautiful little venue in a church there in Peru. And that's on May, I believe it's 25th. And
okay.
then I'm doing it again in Tulsa, Oklahoma, as I mentioned.
I love it. I
And
love
then
it.
I have other gigs where it's not that, it's just me playing and singing.
Okay,
Um, so I have most of those things on my website, happytraum.com.
which Jaden will put up in the chat. Okay, my head is spinning right now. There are a lot of people here from Vermont, so make sure
Oh,
you
good.
guys.
Well, I hope they come over to for Peru and you know hear a little of my history there, and it should be
All
a
right.
lot of fun.
Let's talk about this songbook. You have a
Yeah,
songbook.
yeah. Well, I back in the '60s and '70s, I wrote at least a dozen guitar instruction books. Um, one of several of them is still in print to this day, which is really thrilling for me. But I hadn't done anything for a very long time. Then I had this idea during the pandemic to just put together a songbook of things that people could sing, for campfires and parties and around on the back porch and so forth.
Or on
So,
Zoom. On Zoom. We can sing on Zoom.
yeah, we're on Zoom, obviously. And so, if I could show this, I came out, this just came out like a couple of weeks ago. It's called the Homespun Songbook, put out in conjunction with the Hal Leonard Publishing Company, which is, and it's got 100 timeless songs to learn and play. And it's very simple. It's just, if you can see this, it's just lyrics and chord charts. That's all it is. No fancy lead sheets. Plus, each song, I wrote a little blurb at the beginning of my connection with the song or what I know about the song historically. And it's everything from song from the Carter family to songs, blues songs and spirituals and songs by singer-songwriters Gordon Lightfoot, John Denver, Bob Dylan, um, John Sebastian, who's one of my dearest friends, and a lot of really fun songs that you could just sit down with the guitar and or whatever instrument you want to play and just go through the book and find things you might want to play with your friends.
Well, I'm
So,
intrigued. I'm intrigued by the song that you opened the book up on. You probably don't know this, but you opened it up on One Meatball.
oh yeah, I did. I didn't. Yeah, right. Actually, that's an interesting song because that was made famous by Josh White, who was one of the great blues stylists of his day. And he actually sang that song at the White House. And it's a song that it talks about people who are down and out and just all they want is one meatball. And, it's just they're hungry. It was during the Depression. And yeah, it's funny that popped up there. But there's a lot of songs like that. A lot of old blues, a lot of contemporary songs. So I found 100 songs that I thought would fit these different categories and ones that are easy for people to just pick up and play. So the book is just out, and we're selling them quite nicely through our website. So that's really exciting.
Okay, I plan on getting one, but we're gonna have to figure out how to get it autographed. We're gonna figure that out. Um, this happens to be National Guitar Week, and you have
Yeah.
an incredibly beautiful instrument. I'm just transfixed on it.
Uh,
What's your instrument's name? I always have to ask.
well, I'm so proud of this guitar because this is my first and only signature model guitar. It's made by the Santa Cruz Guitar Company out in California, which is a fairly comparatively small shop compared to the big guitar companies like Martin, Taylor, Gibson, and so forth. But they honored me by letting me design this guitar. It's got a old growth redwood top, and this one has a mahogany back and sides, really beautiful.
Oh,
If you can see that without all the reflections,
wow.
and it's a 13 fret to the body guitar. It's it's got my signature. If you can see that way up at
I see
the
it.
there inlaid on the neck.
I
And
love
it's just a gorgeous, I mean, the most beautiful instrument. I have a small collection of instruments, but I just,
travel with that. Do you travel with it?
so it's a custom guitar. If somebody wants it, they could go to the Santa Cruz Guitar Company. They can get whatever wood configurations they want. Although my choice was this old growth redwood, which he goes out and finds redwood that's been 100 years old. So he's not cutting down any redwood trees to make these guitars.
Oh,
And he's very he really believes in sustainable wood, though. So Richard Hoover is the name of the owner of the Santa Cruz Guitar Company.
the
And I was,
polishing. I mean,
yeah,
do you have to keep it polished, or the,
I don't do too much to it. Occasionally I'll rub a rag across it and keep it nice, but um it's just and I designed all the inlays and all the stuff that you can see on it, and they
exquisite?
fit it to my specifications. So it's a huge honor for me, and I have been playing Santa Cruz guitars for about 15 years or so. I have other guitars as well, but this has been my guitar that I take out with me. And so when he offered to make me a signature model, that was a huge honor for me.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Incredible, incredible. I've just got one request. If you can ask the people when you're at the museum in Tulsa, if they are going to live stream your event,
Good question.
it
I'm
would
not
be
sure.
wonderful. It would be wonderful for us to be able to connect in with you.
Yeah, I'll see if they are.
Wow. Wow. This is such an honor. It's such an honor.
Hmm.
May we have the song again, top to bottom?
Absolutely.
And did you notice the people who were dancing and
I
singing?
did. Yes,
Isn't that
I
lovely?
did.
All right.
In fact, that song is in this book, and I'm not going to just open to it, unfortunately. But uh, I
We'll
think
find
there's
it. We'll buy
there
the
it
book
is.
and we'll find
Page 81 for those who have their hymnals open.
it.
Okay. They say everything can be replaced. They say every distance is not near. But I remember every face of every man who put me here. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east, from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Say every man needs protection. They say every man must fall. But I swear I see my reflection somewhere so high above this wall. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Since it's National Guitar Week or month or whatever it is, I'll play a little bit. yonder stands a man in this lonely crowd. A man who swears he's not to blame. All day long I hear him cry so loud, crying out he's been framed. I see my light come shining from the west, down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be released. Any day now, any day now, any day now, I shall be released.
Yes. Oh, wow. Happy? I'm happy. Thank you.
I
Thank
see
you.
my friend Rick there.
Yeah,
Rick
let's open Rick.
Palmieri. Hi,
Let's
Rick.
open Rick Palmieri. Let's
Yeah.
open Rick up. Rick is in Vermont, so you'll have one
Oh, I
person there
hope you come to
clapping for you.
Peru.
Yeah, it sounds like a wonderful opportunity to see this show. I'm so glad that you told us about it, and I'm sure there's be so many people that will want to see that because it's something when you hear it from the source, Happy. So often I think what we need in this world is authenticity.
Hmm.
We need authenticity again. We need to
Hmm.
know where the stories come from. And we need, as you do so well, we need to thank the people who shared the songs with us as we pass them on.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks, Rick.
congratulations.
Hope to see you there.
I'm going to try.
Okay. Good.
Fantastic. Fantastic. The curly tops are in Vermont. We got a lot of Vermont folks out there. So I'll be there in spirit, but I just want to thank you, Happy, um, sharing your time, your talent, your heart, the stories, man. I'm gonna have to come visit you. I'm gonna have to come.
Anytime.
You know what? To get my book autographed. That's what I'm gonna do. To get my
Okay.
book autographed. That's what we'll do.
I'll be here.
And we'll be singing a little bit. Everyone, give it up for Happy Traum. Thank you so much. Oh, let's breathe that in. Let's breathe all of that in. Okay, focus. I don't think there are any announcements for today. We just want to encourage any new people in the room. Yeah, this kind of thing kind of happens every single day. So keep coming back. Come back again. We appreciate seeing you. And let us know your name, where you're tuning in from, and how you found Daily Antidote of Song on day 10. Blah, 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 blah. Somebody will tell me. Somebody will tell me. Okay, before we say goodbye to Facebook Live, we want to give a shout out to Jojo Rossi, wishing her love and peace and joy wherever she happens to be laying her head in this world today. And we want to thank Jaden, jamming on the one, keeping us with those links. You think it, she links it. Oh, oh, that's your new catchphrase. Think, link. Here we go. All right. And we also, of course, want to thank Happy Traum for being here with us. And then we're going to say goodbye to Rick Palmieri in Vermont, Arlene in Berkeley, Dory. Did Ollie make an appearance? Oh, wow. Okay. Just for this song. I love it. Deborah in Kentucky. Appreciate seeing you. Luda, thank you for so much love in British Columbia. Susan, loving you in Cincinnati. Bonnie and oh, yes. I love that. I love that photo. Yes. Martin, big words. Put where we can find that in the chat. Put where we can find it. Bonnie in Boise, love you, Bonnie. Kathleen, thank you so much. I think of you every day because I turn my book over. Thank you for that. Sheila in Florida, great seeing you today. Thank you. Dan in Vienna, Virginia, good having you here. Jenny in Suffolk, UK, fantastic seeing you. Jim in New York City, Good to see you, sir. Hey, Martha, thank you for being here. Kevin in DC, you gonna get the book, Kevin? You getting the book? I know you getting the book. All right. Mabel, bears, and there was a beast somewhere in there, but we appreciate all of you cohabitating nicely in harmony. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Cliff and Lynn in Vermont. You going to the show? Go to the show. Go to the show. And let him know that you saw him here. Deli, great to see you. Hey, Ann in Silver Spring. Appreciate you. Cricket, I love the dancing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jane in Texas, great having you here. The Curly Tops are in Vermont, right? Yes. One curly top, two curly top, three curly tops. There was four in there earlier. Make your way up to the show. Fred in Silver Spring, great seeing you here, sir. Martha and friend in Vermont. Thank you. Go to the show. Claire in Boise. Appreciate seeing you. Oh, there's Papa. There's Papa Curly Top right down there, Don Peabody. Thank you for being here. Julie in Ontario, Canada. Appreciate you. We have the Lovebirds, Kristen and Bob in Rockville. Loving you all. Thank you for being here. Hey, Jamie and Victoria. Appreciate seeing you. Barbara, I think that says Baltimore, but I'm not sure. Okay, great. Gary and Christy. Hello, hello, hello. We'll see you next time. Storm, you are definitely in Vermont. Thank you, Storm. I appreciate the orange. Oh, you're not in Vermont, Storm? Oh, shucks. Why am I thinking that? Okay. Well, if you can get there, go to the show. Aloysius, thank you for being here. Penny and Ralph and Victoria, Loriana and friends, L and G, Carol J in Connecticut, Sarah Hartigan and Jaya on Maui. That's a nice place to be. I ain't mad at that. Okay, everybody, let's take a deep breath and we go into our day releasing what no longer serves us. Thank you for setting our intention to our wonderful, wonderful song leader. Okay, I got to get to work. Thank y'all so much for being here, and we'll see you again next time. Take care.
Thank you, Arne. Have a good rest of your day. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Bye, Facebook Live. Thanks for joining.